Good morning, everybody. It's another edition of Training Tuesday. I was having some issues with my microphone, so I'm using the phone today, so the audio might not be as clear as it usually is. So hope your week is going great. We have a pretty short Training Tuesday today. First, we're going to talk about the State Agency Small Purchase Designation Memo. Now, I made reference to that last week in one of the calls, and I got a lot of emails asking about what it was, and I realized that I just kind of ran through it very quickly last week. So we want to talk a little bit more about what that is and the requirements for that for those small purchases less than $10,000. So we'll hit that. We have some spots available for our Bid Buy Monthly training, which we are training on version 15, and then we have our fun fact of the day. So that State Agency Small Purchase Designation Memo. So it provides the written determination that's required by code for small purchases less than $10,000. So this is only going to apply for those small purchases less than $10,000 where an SPO isn't providing that approval. So from a bid buy standpoint, this is just at the requisition where you go out and you're receiving quotes at the requisition stage. It does not get converted to bid and therefore requiring SPO approval. So specifically in the code, from the code, the procurement file shall contain a written determination signed by the Chief Procurement Officer or State Purchasing Officer setting forth the reasoning for the contract award decision. So, so that procurement authority is derived from the code starting at $1. However, state agencies that have this small purchase designation memo can do their own procurements less than $10,000. And that written determination is that small purchase designation memo. So it needs to be a part of the procurement file. So this needs to be attached in bid buy for those small purchases less than $10,000. And then just as a note here, this does not apply to releases off a master contract. So if you're doing a release off a master contract that's less than $10,000, it needs to go into bid buy, right? So all of our master contracts are going through bid buy. However, this is the small purchase designation memo only applies for small purchases. So sometimes this isn't for a release off master. I can see where it could be confusing for some folks to say, hey, look, we're doing a release, it's less than $10,000. We need to have that one small purchase designation memo. That's not required. And just as a reminder too, for bid buy thresholds, anything less than $2,000 doesn't have to be in bid buy. So anything between $2,000 and $10,000, or anything higher than $2,000, I should say, needs to go into bid buy. However, your agency may have made the policy decision to use bid buy for everything, but so just follow your agency policy in that regard, because anything less than $2,000, your agency could potentially be using bid buy, because that way all your procurements, everything is in one place. Okay, so this doesn't apply to those releases off of master contracts. Here's an example of what one looks like. It talks about serves as documentation of procurement authority designated to the agency by the State Purchasing Officer. Conduct all the activities and functions in accordance with CPL Notice 2018.05. So if you've ever gone through small purchase training or any of those small purchase trainings that I've conducted, we run through that CPO Notice 2018.05 that talks about all the different thresholds. If it's 2,000 to 10,000, if it's above 10,000, if it's 2,000 to 10,000 with emergency conditions or sole source conditions, right? So we walk through each one of those. So just as a reminder, if you've never gone out and looked at that CPO Notice 2018.05, we highly suggest you should do that, because your agency has signed a small purchase designation memo stating that you will follow those practices. Okay, so, and one question that we get all the time is, hey, what if I get my agency has a new SPO or a new agency head, a new director? Your agency does not have to fill out a new one. The signed copy that is on file you don't have to get a new one if you have a new SPO, okay? So do we have any questions on the requirements for that small purchase designation memo? And actually, you know what, while I was talking about the CPL notice, I'm going to go out and show you guys where that is at, just in case you don't know. So if we go out to the CPO GS website, here it is, cpogs.illinois.gov. If you scroll down to the bottom, Procurement Resources Library, And we did run through this in one of the overviews a few weeks ago, but I just want to remind everybody if we have any new folks on. If you go to CPO Notices, you have all these different CPO notices for the fiscal years. So the one we were talking about was 2018-05. There's that, and then also we have the small purchase designation process. So 2018.10 and 2018.05 speak to those different procedures. Okay, now we'll go back to our slides. So bid buy monthly training, we have a few spots available. I think as of last check we had 4 or 5 potentially. I think we had 6 yesterday, so I think we have about 5 right now. It's Thursday, February 13th from 10 to 3:30 at the CDB Computer Lab at the Stratton Building in Springfield. So these are perfect for those that are new to bid buy, as well as, you know, if you needed a refresher and the spots are available, by all means come join us. We're going to be talking about general navigation, how you do a release off masters, the new version 15. So we're doing all of our training in new version 15 from here on out, as well as small purchases and just general workflow in bid buy. So if you're interested in joining us, email cpogs.training@illinois.gov for that. And I just did get confirmation. Thank you, Derek. We currently have 6 openings for the bid buy training on February 13th. Okay. And our fun fact of the day. 16 years ago, Facebook is launched as the Facebook.com. So I know one of the most amazing things that has brought this world together, and also has allowed us to argue over lots of different things and waste lots of time. So today is Facebook Day. Now that is to say, don't spend a lot of your time on Facebook today, but February 4th is Facebook Day. Do we have any other questions? All right, I don't see any questions. If you do have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me, david.luttrell@illinois.gov, as well as, one thing I did want to say, if your agency doesn't, if you don't have a copy of your small purchase designation memo, you can email us. You can contact your APO or SPO. They should be able to have access to it. But just as a reminder, all those small purchases less than $10,000 should have a copy of that on file. Okay, so if you don't have one, you need one, reach out to me or your APO or SPO, and we'll make sure you get one. All right, everybody have a great day. Thank you.